Today's Gospel story tells the story of Lazarus and his sisters Mary and Martha. Mary and Martha sent a message to Jesus to say that Lazarus was very ill. Jesus waited for 2 days before he left to travel to them, and when he arrived, Lazarus had already been dead for 4 days. Jesus wept with Mary, and then he went to the tomb where Lazarus lay. Jesus asked for the stone to be removed away from the tomb, but Martha was concerned because Lazarus had already been dead for 4 days. And Jesus said to her, "Did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" Jesus called Lazarus out of the tomb, and Lazarus came out. Through the raising of Lazarus, Jesus showed the disciples and the world that he had power over death. Many believed that Jesus was the Son of God, and they put their faith in him after seeing this miracle. It is absolutely essential to our faith as Christians that we believe in the resurrection from the dead.
When someone close to us dies, we feel a void and a large emptiness appears in our lives. In today's Gospel, we hear how the death of Lazarus leaves a large absence in the lives of those who loved him. Everyone in the world has specific characteristics and qualities, which make them unique and special to us in different ways. And when we lose someone we love, we often regret that we didn't make the most of our time together, celebrating their uniqueness. When we have lost a loved one, our grief can take the form of wishing, "If only I had told him or her how much I loved them, cared for them, admired them, how grateful I was for their help when I was in need." We also know that the time of dying can be a time of healing. How many times have we heard of close relatives or friends who have fallen out with each other over silly, trivial things, only to regret later that they never took the steps forward to heal their differences when they had an opportunity to do so? In the same way, we hear of stories where at the very last moment reconciliation between loved ones have taken place. A time of healing, a new life having occurred, a tender relationship that was once dead being brought back to life again. In the same way as Jesus responded to Mary and Martha's cry for help when he was told of Lazarus' illness, we too can respond compassionately to those around us. We can tell them how much we love, admire and care for them. We can reach out to those we have fallen out with and build the bridge of reconciliation before it's too late. In the Gospel, we hear that Jesus tells Martha that her brother will rise again. Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life." We know from experience that we don't have to be dead physically to be in need of being raised up. In the same way as the death of Lazarus did not mean that it was too late for Jesus to be his life when he said in a loud voice, "Lazarus, here, come out." We too can reach out to those in need. We can feel dead in the midst of life, hoping for a kind word and a community that can help breathe new life into them. As we look forward this spring, when new life appears, sweeping away the dead leaves and debris from the winter, we too can follow the example of a compassionate Jesus in today's Gospel, and choose to call and help those around us in need, and help them to sweep away their troubles, and help them go free and live again.
Another powerful message that this Gospel conveys is that God does not always answer us immediately. Jesus waited to travel to Bethany because he knew already that Lazarus would be dead and that he would perform an amazing miracle that would demonstrate God's glory and power. Sometimes we might be waiting for the Lord in the midst of a terrible situation and wonder why he doesn't respond more quickly. Often, God allows our situation to go from bad to worse because he's planning to do something more powerful and wonderful. He has a purpose that is far greater than anything we could imagine. When our prayers are not answered immediately, we should remain patient. Perhaps we need more time to experience a situation and to learn from it. Perhaps our true destination, our true purpose has not yet been revealed to us. There is a call to trust in this, to trust that we are in the right place for now, to trust that our life is unfolding as it should. There's also a call to learn from the situation that we are in, to live in the here and now. Potentially every experience in life offers an opportunity for growth and learning, but only if we take the time to reflect on it, to hear what is God saying to us in this situation. The choice is ultimately ours. We always have the power to choose. We'll leave you with a little story about having the power to choose. A long time ago, there was an old rabbi who loved to teach. He had taught for so many generations that he could hardly remember them all. This old rabbi enjoyed teaching the alphabet to little children, but he was actually famous for one thing. He was known as a mind reader. Everyone believed in his power, and no one ever doubted him. One day, when the man was very old, a child named Moshe decided to challenge him. Moshe began to think of a way to disprove the rabbi's powers. He thought and thought, pacing back and forth on the ground until his feet had carved a path in the ground. Finally, he had an idea. He would go to the field and catch a butterfly. Then, holding it in his hands, he would run to the rabbi and ask, "Rabbi, what do I have in my hand?" He was quite sure that the rabbi would say, "A butterfly." And he would then ask the rabbi, "Is it alive or dead?" If the rabbi said it was dead, then Moshe would open his hands and the butterfly would fly away. But if he said it was alive, he would squeeze the butterfly between his hands and then show the dead butterfly to the rabbi. With this brilliant idea, he ran to the field to catch a butterfly. Sure enough, when you look for something and you really want to find it, you will succeed. And so in no time at all, Moshe had a butterfly in his hands and breathlessly ran to the rabbi. The old man was sleepy when Moshe came into the room. The boy held the butterfly in his hands, tried not to squeeze it or to giggle when it tickled his hands, and he asked the first question, "Rabbi, what do I have here in my hands?" The old man began to think, and after a while he said, "A butterfly, my son, a butterfly." Moshe was pleased, and with shining eyes he asked, "Is it alive or is it dead?" The old man closed his eyes, and he stroked his long white beard. This time he thought for a long time. And when at last he opened his eyes, he said in a soft voice, "It's all in your hands, my son. It's all in your hands."